How hard are negotiations, Mike? Not just just in general for fighters. Is it tough?
It's not as easy as people assume. Some people just claim, "Wow, why don't you fight this guy? Why don't you fight that guy?" Well, fuck, maybe that guy doesn't want to fight me either. Maybe his promoter doesn't want to fight me. Maybe his manager doesn't want to fight. Maybe the budget isn't right. If the budget, for example, I'm not gonna say names, but just it could be anybody. A guy fighting on HBO, whose budget for the show, HBO might be putting out $2 million for the show. The promoter takes $500,000. That leaves $1.5 million for the rest of the show. The main guy takes $1 million to $1.25 million, and the opponent takes $250,000. That's how it works.
Yeah.
I'm coming in. I'm not gonna fight the same guy that's making $1.25 for $250,000. I should be getting the same. But if the budget is only $2 million, then they're not gonna make the fight. Because the promoter says, where am I gonna make the money? He says, fuck that. So let's just get other guys that are cheaper. That's why a lot of these guys are fighting cheaper, regular opponents, just to keep them busy. They're not in big fights because the budget isn't.
Perfect example, last fight on HBO, Terence Crawford.
Well, I didn't want to say names, but
yeah, but
Terence Crawford, Lomachenko. The guys that are fighting like that, they're making $1 million or more, but the opponents are making, you know, a small little fraction. But that's because that's all they are.
The HBO budget is say $2 million, so the opponent makes $250,000 and Crawford makes 1.7. You know, somewhere I'm just thinking, I'm just, you know, that's the way it works. That's why the fights, a lot of people might think, you know, Crawford should be fighting so and so, but maybe like Mike said, those other guys are not available. The budget's not the same to be able to make those kind of fights, so they're not gonna do it.
When they wanted to go, when they both want over $1 million or $1.5 million or whatever, they ended up going to a pay-per-view.
They have no choice.
And they have no choice because the budget isn't there, so they have to go to pay-per-view, and you're taking a big gamble. You know, you're risking a lot, and the promoters.
They did last summer with Postol and Crawford. I think it was a big hit for Top Rank. I think
they didn't sell enough. You know.
Yeah.
So that's why it's hard to come, you know, with certain fights and make certain fights. It's not as easy as people think it should be. Sometimes the fighters. I mean, honestly, I think the fighters are willing to fight anybody. They just want to get paid fair.
That's true.
But the managers and promoters are the ones that get involved in the business side and sometimes prevent the fights from happening, especially also the network.
Or sometimes the fighters aren't even worth what they're asking for either,
Yeah,
and then it becomes an even bigger issue.
Bob said that I was claiming that I was asking for like a lot of money, which is obviously not true. That was a lie. No one ever offered that fight. Terence himself said he never heard about that fight between me and him, but apparently Bob said that I was asking for $2 million. It's obviously bullshit. But there's fighters who will ask for that kind of money when they're not worth it, you know, and that also prevents the fight from happening.